Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing? I guess I jumped the gun because I got so excited about the overnight tool that I sent it out and published it, but they told me they were restarting the system as I was doing that. So I sent it out right as I broke it for everyone. So my bad. Hang tight. Apparently, I did not wait for the last word there.
You need to practice that. What's that old game? Red light, green light.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, people know I've been so excited about it. We've been so stinking close for 2.5 weeks. So they said, okay, good. I think the cache is fixed, the data is fixed, blah blah blah. And then I loaded it up, and it was good. I checked both simples, it was good. So I just set it out and published it. And they said, wait, Nate, we're restarting the system so that it's ready for everyone and all that. And I said, well, too late. I already sent it out. So maybe just give us a minute to let them finish their restart there and get it back online, and it should be good to go from there. All right. How's everyone doing? Kind of an ugly day today. Our outside of a miracle, I'll be negative on my overnight option trade, which is always a bummer. I hate losing that trade because it's such a high probability trade that you hate the losing days, but obviously that is part of the game. If you guys ever thought we were just joking about our disclaimers that sometimes you lose, we're not. Looks like I will be taking a loss there on O&O. Would need a pretty decent pop, about a 0.3% pop here in just 30 minutes. Obviously not super likely there for the good old SPY. But we are 3 days negative here. So this is fairly rare for us. Just in recent history with, let me see here. Let's see where we're at. We are at a big old 667.22 to 657.73. So that is about $10 on the SPY, guys. That's less than a 2% pullback. Crazy that when you get in this, when you get into this level of just a grinding bull market, that even a 1.6% or whatever we're at feels like oh wow, the market's really ripping against us. It's really not, guys. We're less than 2% pullback still right now. But I do think if we just look at the market here, I'll just pull up my regular SPY chart here and show you that. Let me do this one. There we go. So just if you look at the SPY here, I mean, you can see even as we scroll back, it's not until literally the April crash that we've had more than a couple percent. I mean, this was one of my favorite. I don't know if you guys remember back in the beginning of May, we gapped down 4 days in a row, but all had green candles. It's the funkiest looking chart that you'll ever see. 4 green candles all going down on the SPY, but that was less than 2%. Here we went from 591 down to 572. So what's that? Right about 3%. Here we went right about 3%. Here we went less than 2%. Here we went less than 2%. And so far, we're less than 2%. So we're still in, I think, a pretty aggressive buy the dip environment. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we won't get a immediate continuation. But I think this is probably one of the most important things to understand. I will be wrong on the bullish tendency, right, guys? Like eventually I will be wrong. But one of the things I really try to remind people of, it is okay to be wrong. It is okay to ride and be aggressively bullish and then be wrong, as long as your trade management and your risk management makes sense, right? So if the market is really bullish, like it has been the last couple of months, hopefully you're winning 70% of the time, 80% of the time, 90% of the time, depending on what kind of strategy you're using. I mean, if you're using the income machine over the last 3 months, you should be having 90+% hit rate. If you're using something like 60-minute, which is more aggressive, you should have maybe a 70% win rate. If you're using something like overnight options, you should have an 85 to 90% win rate. But eventually you'll be wrong, and then you'll start taking some hits. I mean, we're going to take a hit today in overnight options. Maybe you'll take 2 hits, or maybe you'll take 3 losses out of 5 days. That's okay. Eventually you're wrong. The market turned around. The issue, guys, and I think this is where retail traders really, really struggle. The issue is if you have not managed your trades correctly, you can have 3 trades or 1 week of bad markets wipe out 12 weeks of really good markets. I think that's what you really want to avoid. So that's really my big spiel. I'm going to continue buying the dip here. I'm going to talk about being aggressive on the upside, knowing, sure, eventually I'll be wrong. Eventually I will, I'll see a move go against me. But as long as I am net positive, my trade and my risks are net positive during the run up, then obviously I'm okay to take that loss.
For all the people that maybe came in a couple minutes late and are talking about the overnight options tool or whatever, there was a little bit of a glitch in the initial release, so just give it some time. It's not you, it's us.
I think it's good now. They had to. I didn't wait for them to restart. I think we're good now. Let me know if it's loading. I think we're good now. Pete S., you said, don't talk about only risking what you can afford. Money is money, always hurts when you lose. I don't think anyone's objecting to that, Pete, that it always hurts to take a losing trade. I think what we're saying is you have to blend in losses and still be net positive. And so it doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt when you lose. It just means that you need to expect to lose at certain points in the juncture. Now, for different strategies, you should expect to lose different amounts, right? If you're trading for 200% gains, you should expect to lose a whole bunch. If you have a 85, 90% win rate, you should expect to lose a lot less, but you should expect to lose. And certainly if you're like me and you're trading really aggressively, like I was just saying, you're going to be wrong at some point, right? The market's not going to be aggressively bullish all the time. My point is that I think if you wanted the biggest advantage in the stock market, this is my opinion, you can take it or leave it. If you want the biggest advantage in the stock market, I think that you should have a bullish bias in most situations. You should have an aggressively bullish bias when the market is moving up. You should try to rack up gains while you can. And then when the market turns, you'll take a kick to the chin, but net over the course of that run up, even including the drawdown, you should be net positive. That's really my big, the way that I approach the market, my philosophy is exactly that. So again, no one's not saying that it doesn't suck to lose. Of course it does. But if you're not including that as a potential outcome that blends out to net positive returns, that's obviously a very different story. So anyway,
another big thing to consider too. It's hard to say, like, what should my position sizing be? Like, should I be doing $500 takes? Should I be doing 1,000? Should I be doing 100? Well, obviously each person needs to answer that question individually for themselves. But the way I like to think of it is most of our strategies aren't going to lose 10 times in a row. But I like to think of worst case scenario. If I put X amount in and lost 10 times in a row, would that completely throw off my whole year? Like, would that just put me in a downward spiral of just losing my mind, losing my marbles? Like, for example, if I put 50 grand in per trade and lost 10 in a row and lost $500,000, I would personally probably be getting punched in the face by my wife and probably, just be too big of losses for me personally. However, for me personally, if I lost $500 10 times in a row, I'm okay. I can live to fight another day. So that's kind of how I approach position sizing. How much should you be investing? Again, hopefully, ideally, I don't think, Nate, I've never lost 10 in a row. I don't know if you have, Nate, but that's just a mindset you want to have, because then when you find a number that you say, okay, if I lost 10 of these in a row and it's not going to ruin my life, then you're really able to trade and detach some of the fear and greed emotions. Emotions are the biggest battle of trading. It affects most people's ability to actually trade a system and follow a system. Fear and greed get in the way. When you position size appropriately, when you know, like, this is not going to ruin my life, if it goes wrong, well, then a lot of times you can let the trade do the work for you instead of interjecting in the middle of it.
Yeah, I don't know about 10 or all. I probably have, to be honest with you, at some point. I don't know. But I did lose 6 out of 8 jump trades at one point after a really hot run. And I know that hurt. Like, that was like, you kind of getting that, oh man, are we ever going to get back to the net positive? But that's a strategy where the winners are going to be a lot bigger when you do win. So obviously the streaks are disproportionately negative on that one. Tom said, isn't the rule of thumb 5% of your trading account? Tom, I think lots of people have lots of different roles. The way that I do it is I'm actually pretty aggressive in my trading account, but I keep that separate from my portfolio. I did a class on that a while ago. I am going to do a deeper dive class at some point, just on some concepts. I'm not going to sit here and tell anyone, hey, you should risk X amount, because that's not really even legal, let alone a good idea. But I will give you some kind of conceptual ideas if you want to approach the market with like a separate account basis, like I do. There are some good ideas for that. Also, a whole account kind of max drawdown idea that I share with my HQ members. I'll cover that at some point as well. And then actually, Dave and I were talking. We also want to do some beginner class stuff for you guys. For people who are new and like have really never answered those questions, like, you know, how much risk is appropriate? Do I always plan on risking 100% of the trade and some stuff like that? So we'll try to get into that as well. Before we get into that, though, we got 20 minutes here to put on some trades. And Graham, it is a 3-day. You mentioned yesterday might be a 2-day fade, but we did get the 3-day fade. So this is kind of an ideal bullish opportunity, I would say, if the fade trade holds up.
Yeah, I think it's like the picture perfect one, where it still could go down tomorrow. We don't know.
Yeah,
but
I guess we should.
Historically, 3 is like the perfect number.
Yeah, based on the chat, I think we should clarify. Just because it's like the 3-day thing is kind of the ideal fade trade, doesn't mean the market's going to go up. Guys, ideals in trading, hopefully everyone knows this, but ideals in trading don't mean 100% of the time, right? They mean net positive edge. Graham, I think that one strategy that we tracked for years on the 3-day fade was really good, but it was still like 70% win rate or something, right? 80% maybe. It was not. We're not talking about 100% turnarounds in the market. So anyway, I always get sick of being that guy. I was like, but don't, keep in mind, we could still lose. But hopefully you guys already know that. I want to protect everyone who's in here. And if you guys are not comfortable, then of course, just watch, paper trade, all that sort of stuff. Okay. Well, that was a big diatribe. What do you like today, Graham?
Right now, I would love to start off with a tougher than usual approach. I would love to do a 2-way on Oklo, but I do not know what the options look like just at the moment. But obviously, tomorrow will be an expiration day. I think we can get something pretty juicy out here on Oklo.
All right, well, let's start there. This is a little more complicated, guys, so bear with us. We'll look for a 1-day trade. I'm not going to throw expirations in there because everything's going to be the September 26th expiration. So we will look for a long call, a long debit, and then a short debit spread, and try to kind of box around Oklo and see what we got. Did you already start looking at this one, Graham?
Yeah, I did, and it just depends. I just picked some random strikes, Nate, just to make sure we could get filled because I know yesterday we had some issues. I went 5% out of the money either way, and it pays. Let me think. What is 40 over 60? 67%. So what I did, Nate, was 116, 117, 123, and 122.
Oh, that's actually exactly the ones that I was just looking at there.
It's actually less than 5%. So it's about 4% either direction. Not even 4%, 3% either direction. So this one's moving 9-10% a day right now. And that's why I'm just thinking if Oklo's going to pop either direction tomorrow, or pop or drop 4% either way, might as well make some money on it.
You said about 65 cents?
I get them for 60 cents.
Okay, let me see.
Just now.
Oh, wow.
Let me check it up. What's up?
That price is jumping around for me. It was at 56.
It was jumping around for me, so I just set it at 60, which was above what it showed for the mid, but it filled right away.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I should not have probably started off with a.
And my thing's all jacked up because
a 2-way because it's a little more confusing, but I'll type it in here.
Yeah. Okay.
This is obviously tomorrow's expiration.
You want me to put up a banner for these trades?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Banner time.
Step 26 step.
And then you did 23, 24, or 22, 23.
I did a 22, 23.
Okay.
All right, here we go. So this is a 2-way play. It basically just says, hey, Oklo's super volatile right now. It's down huge. Made a massive gap lower today. Tried to fill about half that gap today. I don't know where it's going from here, but I'm just saying my bet here is that tomorrow it's going to move at least 4% in either direction.
All right, I'm going to go meta, Graham. It's been fading pretty hard, but coming right down into the 750 area.
Sean says Oklo pins at 120, no move tomorrow in his opinion. Sean, what you could just do then is you could just flip those buy and sells, and you would be playing it for staying inside that range if you want to make some money that way.
There you go. Yeah. Sean, you do the true iron condor. All right. I'm going to do meta here. See if we can get a move above 750. That's going to be 747.50, 750 debit spread there for you guys. Should be about $1.30 to $1.35. Pop that bad boy in there. Meta's just been dumping, and I think it's kind of now right in that 750 area of support. So I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it bounce. Let me add that one. Buy to open 747.50. Call meta. Sell to open 750. Call. Sorry, I can't type. Debit. Should be right around 135 there. We've also made maybe IWM. That fade has been pretty aggressive. 247 down to 238. So almost a 4% fade on IWM, something like that. Little pop, maybe a little gap fill. We could go super aggressive for a gap fill, Graham. I'll go up above 241. Let me see what. Oh, there we go. Meta fill. Let me see what the super aggressive gap fill on.
It's funny. I thought you said IBM.
Oh, IBM is. We are doing a gap fill.
It just hit the gap fill today. Filled the gap completely.
Oh, did it? Maybe I should close my trade then. Yeah, because that would be like a 240, 241 on September 26th here. About a 200% gainer. All right, let's get crazy with IWM.
Folks, we'll get the targets after we're done trading. The market closes. We can talk about targets.
IWM buy to open. And guys, remember, these are all just going to be tomorrow's expiration. All expire tomorrow. That's about 33 cents there. Didn't fill at 32, but we'll try another one. Graham, should we try any crypto? I mean, talk about stuff that's got hammered.
I know. MicroStrategy is down 6% today, which I actually just bought a good amount of MicroStrategy stock, preparing for what I think is going to be a pretty hot quarter four.
Yeah, well, that was actually, if anyone took the Monday short trade on MSTR, it's up several 100% to the downside. But ironically, I do agree. I think we're going to bottom out here, and it's going to be a good opportunity to buy.
And CleanSpark fell out of my max profit. It's still 60 cents in the money, but it's no longer max profit today with CleanSpark down 5.5%.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these are down. I know Mara was down over 10% at some point today. Mara might be one that I trade for a little more. It looks pretty ugly. I'm going to trade Mara to the downside here. It looks like, I mean, if you look at it from a technical standpoint, it looks like it's desperate to continue down a bit further. So,
folks, I'm posting the trades so far in the announcements underneath the presentation. Just reposting what the guys already posted so it doesn't scroll away.
Okay, so this would be Mara. All the expiration dates will be tomorrow, guys. These are all one-day trades. Mara buy to open $17 put. Mara sell to open $16 put. And we just need basically a zero move here. Just need like a zero move. See if we get filled there for Mara. Mara, whatever you want to call it. Okay. What else do we have here?
I got one for you guys. Rocket Mortgage.
You've been loving Rocket.
Which was a Rocket, is down now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. Today being down 3%. I think if we do get a pop tomorrow, if IWM pops, obviously Rocket is company that's going to be very similar to the movement of IWM. So if you've got a large stake on IWM, maybe you don't want to take this. But Rocket here, I just posted in the chat. It's trading for a debit of 30 cents. Max profit's 50 cents. So it's about a 67% overnight return on investment. If Rocket gains just 5 cents tomorrow.
Pete, I think you are looking at today's expiration instead of tomorrow's expiration. So I think that's what's going on there. You're getting you're getting a price that's not correct for one thing, and then it's also not going to let you take an entry because you're probably looking at today's expiration instead of tomorrow's expiration. All right, sorry, Graham, I totally blanked there for the actual trade on Rocket, but I will.
I put it in the chat. Basically, just looking. We just need Rocket to move 5 cents or more tomorrow. Actually, with Rocket now, it's at 98 cents, so 2 cents. So basically, if Rocket's better than flat tomorrow, you make about 67% overnight.
Nice. All right, let's do this one. Oh, wait. Hold on. I did the 1850, 19?
That looks right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, cool. Seems like
Hey,
that
Drew, I'm
price
not sure what you mean, but they're being posted in the chat. They're being posted in the announcements, and they're going to get posted in the Playbook numbers area documentation.
We don't post these in the trade membership.
Oh, the shotgun ones we don't. Yeah,
because they just expire the next day. There's nothing you can do if you miss.
Graham, that price on Rocket seems too good, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it's really good. And again, it could just totally fizzle out tomorrow. Just markets could go down again, but I think that's a pretty good bet right there. After 5 days down, and it's not like it has to rip tomorrow; it can be flat.
Yeah, just a tiny little, the dead cat bounce kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go crazy, you go another strike out, but you'd need about a 2.5% move if so you make 200%. But
yeah. Yep. Okay, that's a nice one there. I think that's honestly Tesla's only been down like I think 1 day because it's been a monster. But I'm gonna go back to the well here because Tesla's been a beast. So let me go ahead and put a Tesla one on here. Well, yeah, we're at 424, so we could just go up, $2. That's nothing for Tesla. The 425, 427.50. Get a little more aggressive. I mean, again, I think it's a pretty binary trade. If Tesla does move up, we should be in really good shape. So Tesla buy to open 425. Tesla sell to open 427.50. Debit there is going to be about $1.15. Okay. Oh, filled right away at $1.15. Nice. I actually really like that Tesla one because I think it's pretty binary. I think if it pops at all, it'll get back above 427.50, and you get over 100% potential on that guy. Let's see what else we got. Oh, CrowdStrike. Did you see CrowdStrike? Talk about a fade. That thing looks like it's headed for a gap, but that's definitely a big time fade on CrowdStrike. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what kind of price we can get on Walmart. Try to get one that's a little maybe more steady here. See if we can just trade it right above 103, which is a 2 cent move. Any? 65. That's not bad at all. All right, I'm going to do Walmart here. Okay, Walmart buy to open 103. Walmart buy to open 102. Sell to open 103. And that debit was about 65. So that's another one we're going to get like over 50% ROI if Walmart can move 2 pennies tomorrow. Let's see. Might have to pay 66 on that one. If that gets filled, 66 would be right around the 50% ROI. Didn't get filled on Mara yet. There we go. Mara's in at 77. Oklah's bouncing all around. I don't know if I'll get filled on that one. Let's see. Walmart is really close. Let me go one more penny on Walmart to 67. See about that one. Wow, IBM's up 6. Wow, IBM did. Okay, I'm going to close my IBM, guys, because it did fill the gap. Go to my other account here. And go ahead and get that one closed for about a little over 100% there. Not bad. Always nice to have some 100% winners when you've got an ugly day overall in the market. Okay, anything else? We've got 5 minutes. Anything else that we like here?
Someone mentioned O'Reilly. I don't love it. You can do a shotgun on it. Actually, that's not a bad shotgun either. On O'Reilly, they don't have weeklies. But I was going to say for O'Reilly, maybe we can look at that one tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow would be great because it's an Apex stock. Let's do that. We'll bookmark O'Reilly for tomorrow. It looks like an excellent swing trade buying opportunity, so it's not a shotgun one. I would use the 17th of October expiration, and it is an Apex entry as well. So we'll talk about that tomorrow morning.
All right. O'Reilly.
Unless you want me to give you one right now. If you got more
shotguns. Let's do it tomorrow like that. Let's see. How does GLD
Hood?
Right now?
Have you seen Hood?
Hood, I know was fading pretty hard. Let's see, down 3%.
Which is funny. That's a pretty big drop, but on the chart, it does not look that big.
Doesn't look that big. Yeah, I don't mind Hood. I think another one kind of falls in that Tesla category. If we get a pop, should be a pretty binary one that keeps rolling.
Oracle's another one that on that show we had a week or whatever 2 weeks ago. I said that this is going to make an AVGO type of earnings event, and it did, which was awesome. Didn't make near enough money on it for me personally, and then it's gone against me. But hey, that one looks like it could also be gap filling to the downside.
Yeah.
Last couple, Tesla and Walmart don't specify calls or puts.
Oh, those are both calls. I'll add it here.
They're both calls, right? I mean, they're both calls.
Yes. Four calls. 4 calls, yes.
I do like NVIDIA today. Obviously, it's up, and Apple can say the same about Apple.
Dude, Apple's great.
Did you look at Apple like just slightly in the money to see what's paying? Actually, that's not bad at all. Look at Apple's 255 and 250, 250. You can get about, what is that, 25% overnight?
What can you get on it?
25% if it's, as long as it doesn't fall more than $1.
252.
You've got more experience with going in the money here, but so I'm curious what your take is.
A little over 25%. Well, now back up to $2. I mean, I don't think that's bad. Apple's been pretty darn steady. Oh wow, that chart looks so good right now.
I know.
I saw even Lance, I think, gave us some credit yesterday. I tuned into a show for a little bit. He said Apple is boring. I've been hating on it, junk stock, but I have to give it credit now. It's been on a run. So it took a little more patience than I was hoping for when we first started getting on the Apple bandwagon there, but it has finally come around and been quite a monster.
All right, I'm doing it at $2. See if we can feel basically just neutral there. I mean, it could fall $1.78 tomorrow, so it could fall 0.7%, roughly speaking. Actually, I think it's less than that. 0.5% tomorrow. I'm just ballparking the numbers here, but someone said reverse of that. I did it backwards. All right, don't do that one, guys. Thank you, Mike.
Wow, Apple's a beast.
You want to delete that first Apple one?
Yeah, delete that first one. Yes.
You know, Amazon didn't take too much of a hit. It's less than a 1% hit on that news. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow. It was over $2 billion, right?
Yeah, 2.5. Like a tremendous loss on a suit, and it went down like 0.25% or something.
I mean, I guess based on what Amazon already did, someone knew something we didn't already price it in us seemingly because it it got cratered pretty ugly before that. So that's what's going on there.
That's why I think technicals beat fundamentals.
All right, well, we're down here to the final seconds, so no need to force anything here. Nate, I took a loss on 60-minute income just now. It was it tried to give a fighting chance here at the end, didn't quite make it. So it's 4-1. Our streak ends here, which is still nice. We still end up with over 100% ROI for that streak there. If you guys did some of the runners, like I did, it should be about 200%, roughly speaking, net ROI from that batch of 5 trades.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Mike G says his portfolio is up $4 today. Hey, Mike, that's a win.
That is a win. Mine's not up $4. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
Mine's definitely not up $4.
Now, with that said, tomorrow we will do we'll look at O'Reilly. Someone brought that up in the chat, and it was a great find. That's one we've been using the Apex indicator on to now automatically find these entries with the options that line up really, really nice. O'Reilly is a picture-perfect chart right now. Apple's looking like a really darn good-looking chart. In fact, let me just share my screen here. I'll show you. This is my Thinkorswim version. Obviously, now it's all software version. But if you look here, look what our good friend Apple did. One-time entry, target. Next entry, target. Third entry this week, just hit the target, way above it now. So this is the Apex. This is the old version of the indicator. Now it's a whole software. So we'll take a look at some of these stocks tomorrow, and we'll play some trades in the opening playbook, if that sounds good to everyone here. I'm just going to take a quick look through. So it's a spoiler for you guys tomorrow.
You want to go over that login thing in the morning, Nate?
Oh, yes. Good point. So tomorrow, when we set up the room, when you come in the room, everything will look the same. You'll have the video here. The sidebar there will ask for your email tomorrow. So, you normally put in your name. It'll also ask for your email there on the sidebar. We are going to start doing that. Well, we're going to test doing that. It's basically going to give us the ability to know who was in here, who logged in for what shows, all that sort of stuff. We're going to try it out just to see if it can help troubleshoot some of the challenges we've had here and stuff like that as well. So keep an eye out for that. It's not going to add you to any list. It's not going to automatically send you any emails, nothing like that. On IBM, someone said they made 59% on IBM. I don't remember our exact entry there.
IBM was perfect, dude. I mean, just absolutely.
Should be over 100% though on IBM, I believe. I'll check. I believe we're over 100%.
That is textbook. I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Nate, I guess we'll see you all in the morning for the opening playbook. We'll do a little Apex run through now. Keep in mind, Apex signals do come on Fridays at the end of the week. So it's a great time to make sure you do have the Apex software. We're currently running a VIP special for that lifetime access right now. I'd love for you to have it on your platform, on your charts. And now it's web-based, so you don't even need to install anything, and it automatically picks the options for you. And if you have that today, if you get it before tomorrow morning, we'll be able to walk through it together tomorrow on the opening playbook. So we'll go ahead and play that now and give you guys a chance to jump in on the Apex.